Hey, it's Tara here coming at you live from North Carolina for Scrap and Stamp. Um, this is my first time, so let's just work out some technical issues. If you're there, would you chime in? I want to make sure I can see chat stuff happening, and just want to make sure you can see me and figure out all the details. So we're going to be doing some fun techniques, but let me figure out what we're doing. So, it's just going to take a minute or two to get going here and make sure I can see everything. Sorry, just trying to navigate. These are what we're working on. Get it switched so I can see what's going on. Filming from my phone here and just trying to get so I can actually see myself on the screen. And I am sideways, so if there's anybody there that knows how to fix that, I would be so grateful. Because I know if I turn, let's see, let's do it. Nope, that just gets me high. That is not what we're looking for. Sorry, I'm trying to get so I can actually see the comments that are happening here. All right, I see Anita. Hi, Anita. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for being patient with me as I work out just technical stuff here. If you could just turn your phone, Betty, that would be awesome. Good to see you, Betty. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about the silence here. Just literally running around my room trying to get all the different things happening that need to be going on. I'm trying to pop you up. I've got, it's first time using my setup here. I've got a little tripod that, pop you up. I've got, no, let me turn myself off. Using my setup here, I've got a little tripod that, there we go. Sorry. Nobody wants to hear themselves echo while they're talking. I have got a tripod that I can see you on my iPad, and I've got my computer set up across the room. So I'm hoping between all those, we'll be able to just get things going here. I'm going to be showing with you some resist techniques, and I just finished die cutting some flowers and stuff, but we're going to be working on, like I said, some resist. I've got some cards that I've done with assorted distress products. So I just want to show you, I mean, you might be familiar with resist, but the way that different distress products will react and how you can use them, so you can use whatever you have in your stash, and maybe you'll get a few more things for your wish list. These two cards here, this one was in the graphic. This one I have not shared online yet, so a little sneak peek. These were both done with the Distress Spray Stains. Uncharted Mariner is the darker color I've used. And so you see you get that lovely splatter there. I love some good splatter. And these two were done with Distress Oxide. I've also got just some regular Distress ink here, which is, truth be told, still one of my favorite inks in the world. So let me just get myself a little bit organized here. Like I said, I just die cut some flowers, so I'm going to pull them off so we can actually finish some cards. That one I cut off the edge, so it's not any good. These are from an older Tim Holtz set. This one here, it is called Wildflower Stems #1, and he's done several of them. I just love them. They're great and I like just for so many different things. Who doesn't love flowers, right? Especially in the springtime. So if you are online, pop in, say hi. Let's get this party started. The screen doesn't tell me how many of you are there, but that's okay, because I know there's playback and you can watch later. So as I said, I am coming at you live from North Carolina today. I've been doing Tuesday with Tara on Scrap and Stamp for a long time. I've been doing it, gosh, I don't even know how many years now, honestly. But I've been doing it for a while. And before I started doing that, I lived in Williams Lake, BC, and I owned a little scrapbook stamp store there called Creative Accents. And that is why you will see my blog is Creative Accents at blogspot.com. And that just kept the name because I had some great friends and followers there from my days in Canada. I moved here to North Carolina to marry my husband, who I met online. And now I'm here hoping to share with you some fun techniques. All right, I think I saw Mary pop up. That's my aunt. Hey, Mary. Is it working for you now? You said it wasn't working. Hope you got it working. I'm just looking for my spatula. So the first part of any resist technique is doing something to resist. So you need something with a glossy surface usually. You can do an embossing resist. We're using embossing powder. And the distressed glazes are fun for that. If you want kind of a sheer color, you can get a neat look with that. I'll probably do that another time. I did not keep any stamps handy in arm's reach. But what I'm showing with you today is using a dimensional gloss glaze. The one I have is by Prima. It's a 3D gloss gel. Ranger makes a great one that I know we have in the shop. But I have this giant tub that is going to last me a while. So I'm using what I have. But I shared a link to the Ranger one in my blog post with this card on Tuesday. So I've got stencils. Today I'm just going to grab this one here. It's Cargo. It's an old one by Tim Holtz. I'm doing kind of a rough design here. I don't want, I'm not worried about solid edges. As you can see from my cards, it's just kind of, we're just kind of going for a blob in the middle. I'm not worried about being perfect or anything like that. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of paste, and it goes a long way. And we're just going to apply it. And I'm just try to use as few strokes as possible. And lift. And that's it. So I don't know how well you can see that. It does take a little while to dry. I'm going to set it to the side and we'll see if it's dry by the time we're done. I'm just going to wipe the little bits that are overhanging off the edge, and we'll go from there. So before I started, I pre-cut a whole bunch of just white panels with a stitched edge rectangle die. These ones I'm using are by My Favorite Things. I think they're not in stock right now, but there are some Lawn Fawn ones. And these are great just for a simple die cut layer rather than just doing straight edges that you cut with your paper cutter. So I just did a bunch of them. All right, I'm going to set that to the side. And let's do one more. And this one I'm going to do like a panel all the way up and down just for something different. Or maybe a corner. Let's do a corner. Let's do kind of go over a little bit and do the top right. So we got this little high HI in the top corner. Is everything coming through okay? There we go. All right, so I'm just going to set this to the side. I'm going to scrape this off and set it to the side. I'm going to wash those later in my sink. Okay, there's a little finger wipe. And then I'm going to wipe off my surface here. I just keep a water bottle handy and just a cloth towel to wipe with. So I don't have anything sticky. Years ago, I think it was more than 10 years ago now, 11 years, I think it just came up in my Facebook memories. I went to Ranger University and did a week, I can't remember. I did classes though with Tim Holtz and Diane Reevely and I don't even remember who else at this time, but they're the two that are still with Ranger. And Tim Holtz used a cloth like this. He called it a binky, and I stocked up on them. I've been using them ever since. They are just covered in ink, and they are great for wiping up all sorts of things. I just kind of keep it on my lap while I'm working. All right, so I've got I got a stack of these that I did already, so they would be dry and ready to go, so I could start showing you. So let's start with just regular distress ink. I'm working right now with saltwater taffy. This is in just an ink blending tool with a sponge. We'll start with that. Yeah, let's start with that. This one is crazy juicy. It's one of my newest ones, and I don't know, I think they juiced it up twice. So I'm wondering if I should just use a brush because it is so juicy. This one does tend to give me a few streaks and things when I use it. Let's change of plans. Let's grab a brush. So I've just got one of the ink blending brushes, and we're just gonna work in a circular motion over everything here. It's a little bit muddy. Thought I'd clean this off better than that. Somebody just popped in. Please, if you're watching, if you would just pop in and say hi so I can see who's there watching me. And we can keep a little conversation. You can see it, Mary? Awesome. Okay. Fun fact, Mary is my aunt. She's the young one, which she will be happy to have everyone told, but she is actually the person responsible for getting me started on stamping. She sold me my very first stamps. Gosh, I don't even know what year it was, but it was a long time ago, in the 90s sometime. She sold me a Holly stamp by PSX, which if you've been doing this a long time, you know what that company is. Hey, Holly, good to see you. And my first project stamping was wrapping paper. I used craft paper and I stamped on it and wrapped all my Christmas presents that year. All right, I think we got a pretty good layer of ink there. It is a little bit muddy, but I think it'll be okay. So you can see this is like a ridiculously juicy stamp. Ooh, a lot of color. All right, well, no fingerprints too. This one might be a dud. I think I might take it too far. Let me just clean off my hands. Let's set that one to the side and let's go in with another pink. This is a Distress Oxide Abandoned Coral. This is one of my favorite colors. Love this color. I'm going to grab, this one is Blossom's design, and I did it in the top right corner. So let's see what we get going here. So again, I'm going to work in a circular motion. This is super juicy. And this is a much more vibrant color, but it really blends well with saltwater taffy. I like to use them together and do kind of an ombre. And I'm going to go full diagonal with this one. As you can see, we got a lot of ink on this blending tool. This is obviously another one that is super juicy. I like to kind of fade them out at the edges. So stop inking that tool and keep going because I want it to soften up as I go. Now for the cards I previously did, I get ink all over me. I love having inky fingers, but not always when I'm getting it all over my project. Alright. So this could kind of be a top corner or it could be a bottom corner, or you can, maybe we'll do a card going that way. Or that way. I don't know. We'll play around with it. I'm going to do a bunch of backgrounds and then we're going to throw some cards together. And I really love working that way. Sometimes you kind of you're kind of in a creative funk, which I'm sure if you've been making cards, you know what that's like. Sometimes you just kind of can't get to completion. And I love making backgrounds when I'm in that spot. So another thing I use my Binky for, I just sprayed a little bit of water on here, and I'm going to go back and buff over the gloss just to whiten that white and get a good resist going. See how that white just pops now? Same thing over here. Get that white going. And you can even do a little bit of spritzing just to get a little bit of reactive stuff going. I like to kind of close this part way. Let's see if I can kind of halfway close it so I get bigger water drops. Maybe. Again with the Binky dried up. You can see those water spots, especially with the oxide. It starts to kind of change color a little bit. Alright, let's set those to the side. Let's grab another one. Alright, we've done some pinks. Let's do a green. Let's go in with Mowed Lawn, a nice bright green, good masculine. I'm using a a tiny text type design. I can't remember what it's called, but this would be good for a masculine card. Obviously with maybe a leaf instead of a flower. I'm gonna make the intensity really, really vibrant in the middle here, and then I'm just gonna fade out as I go. Trying to stick just to where the stencil is. So just by applying pressure and more intense ink in the, in the center area, you can just create an ombre just with one color. And if you want to soften it a bit, I'm just going to go out. And this is oxide. It's Distress Oxide ink. And I'm going to do a little spritzing. Do a little flicking too. Sometimes I just take the bottom right off if you want like some bigger spots of water. And again, I'm going to get in there with the cloth and buff it a little bit. Start with just pressing because there's water. And let's buff those letters. Okay, I like that one a lot. Pop in the comments, let me know where you're watching from, if you're watching, and if you've got a favorite color you want me to do a blend with. If you know the name of the distress color, I will see if I can make it happen. Otherwise, I'll do something in the color family that's close. All right. Let's do one more. Let's go back for dots. I'm going to do a blue. What do you think? If you're there, peacock feathers or salvage patina? What would you like to see? Salvage patina is going to be a lighter, more aqua color. I think this was peacock feathers, Distress Oxide right here. And this will be Distress ink. So if you'd like to see a comparison side by side, I could do that. Or we can go kind of tone on tone and do that one. Hey Betty, watching from Ontario. I'm glad you're here. Peacock feathers, Anita says. Anita, your wish is my command. Lots of peacock feathers. Then you'll get to see how the two colors kind of, the color variation between oxide and regular distress. All right. So again, we're starting right in the middle. And try to get just some intense color right in there. Mary's in Edmonton. With any ink, but especially Distress ink, which is a water-based ink, you can really just build layers of color just by layering. The intensity will increase. I'm gonna go see how dark I can go in the middle here, just to show you how intense peacock feathers can be. We're going to try to fade out to the others. And I just realized I was going to share a link to this on my regular Facebook page. So let me just pop right on in and share. Hang on one second. I'm not used to typing on my iPad. All right, there we go. Oh, look, I'm seeing more now. Anita, yeah, these were not embossed, although you could definitely emboss. I used a texture paste. So I used a 3D gloss paste. The one I used was 3D gloss gel, but Ranger has a great one. Theirs is just called, gosh, I'm forgetting what it's called, but I put a link to it in on my blog post. I posted a little bit about this technique on Tuesday on the Scrap and Snap blog. So if you go check that out, maybe if Rhea or someone's online that has a link to that, they can drop that in the comments to the blog post, and there's a link to the gloss gel. So I did that through a stencil. You can catch that on the replay too, but it was a gloss gel through a stencil and then let it dry. You're welcome. And since you're asking and popping in, these are a couple that I did to demo that at the beginning of the show, or beginning of the show. No, what was that? Yellow. Ah, Betty, yes, I can definitely do some yellow. Definitely need some sunshine in our lives. So these are some that you can kind of see they're starting to get a little bit glossy as they dry. They're getting there. All right, I'm liking the blend on this. I stepped away for a second and I think it looks pretty good. But as you can see, this was peacock feathers in the oxide. Oh, let me wipe it off first here. Just kind of give it a little buff. Clean off those glossy dots. So this was peacock feathers regular distress ink, and this is peacock feathers oxide. And you can see they're very similar. I mean, they are the same color technically, but you get a little bit more of a chalky finish with the oxide ink, and you don't get quite the same blending with oxide, although you definitely can if you work it. But and you can get a little more color building with the regular distress ink. So that's just a side by side of the same color, different mediums, and I love distress. Gotta tell you, love distress. All right, let me go in. Let me grab a yellow. I'm gonna pull out. Fingerprints all over this dude. I was having some pink issues earlier. And this one looks like I had a little bit of color on my stencil or on my paper before I did it. But you know what? We can work with it. I can put a die cut in there and it'll cover it up. You can always hide things. Die cut, bling. What's your favorite method of covering up a little boo-boo? Pipe in on the comments and let me know. Love, we got to take care of our boo-boos. I know a lot of people are sequin people, and I'm just kind of slowly becoming a sequin person myself. Okay, 2 choices. We got Wild Honey, which is more of a warm orangey one, or Squeezed Lemonade, which is bright and sunny. I feel like we're going to go with Lemonade. I think since we're craving sunshine, that is the best choice. And let's get a fresh sponge. If I have one. Can I keep a stash here? All right. Switch off. I'm looking, I actually do have a yellow, but that's okay. All right, let's get some sunshine. I know it's, spring. We are all craving sunshine. And here in North Carolina, we have had a good bit, but it's been a rainy week. And I know those of you in Vancouver, just dealing with a lot of rain these days. It's a struggle. Woo! Okay, I think there was some green on my, or blue on my mat. Let me clean my mat quickly. This one might be more of an ombre than just a solid yellow. A sand eraser. Yeah, embellishments are the way to go. I just got, let me finish this and then I'll show you some new sequins I just got that are going to go on these cards. Because I'm pretty excited about the mix. I'm loving it. Hello, sunshine. This boo-boo on this card is definitely, there's no way getting rid of it because it is underneath my glaze. It looks like there was maybe just a speck of color from who knows what. Could have been, you know, a pencil shaving from using my distressed crayons or distressed pencil crayons. It could have been just a dab of ink, but it reacted when I put this clear glaze over it, and there it is. All right, I like it. How's that for yellow? Does that bring a little sunshine into your life? I like it. Let me do one more yellow. Let's do an ombre on here. Let's do wild honey together. Let's show you how we can do a little, this one's a little dry. But I'm gonna start with it in the middle. You can see it's literally, it's a honey color, kind of Pooh Bear color. Some depth in there. So I have beside me, I got my water bottle. I'm just going to have a little drink of water. What are your favorite beverages and snacks that you keep beside you when you're working? Or are you a spiller so you keep them far away? Pop in the comments, let me know. Speaking of sunshine, I got some lemon in this water bottle, so sunshine in my cup. Oops. No idea how to make it so I can still see. I just see the comments when they pop up and then they disappear on me. I don't know how to make it different. But all right, we got 2 yellow ones. Super fun. Okay, I think I have 2 more print background. Oops, let's buff these off and set them to the side, and then I'm going to show you some spray. I wanted to do it last because it's a little messy. I love that ombre too, I know. It's really pretty. Kind of want to, makes me want to add a little bit to that one. And I might go back and do that. So you can probably see at the top of my little space here, I have a bunch of sentiment strips. I went ahead, I took the Tim Holtz, one of his Tiny Techs, stamped a bunch of them. I like lined them up in a row, stamped a bunch of them, and then trimmed them out just so I could have them handy. I love them for just a simple design. So that is what I have sitting there. I also wanted to show you my bling. Let me pull it out. Ta-da! I just got this from Scrap and Stamp in the mail the other day. And I can't wait to use this on some of these cards. This one is called Cactus, so it's gonna work. It's got some whites and some greens, some kind of pinky ones. Let's dump it out. Let's take a little closer look. Okay, I'm liking it. We got like some little pinkish hearts, sequins, clear baubles, pearls. There's all sorts of good stuff in there. That's gonna be fun. Love it. I'm kind of a cactus fan, so this I thought would go with a lot of stuff. But it also has just some white little bling and pearls too. So nice little variety. Cactus Sparkles by Buttons Glow and More. Super pretty. Okay, I'm gonna set it up here so I don't knock it over. I'll pull it out later. All right, this one might be a little boo-boo because it's got some pink on it already, but if I work with pink or orange, we can fix that, right? We can make it happen. So let's go with Distress Oxide Spray. I grabbed a few off my shelf earlier. I grabbed Crackling Campfire, so let's just try that. Oxides will settle, as you can see, because they have all those special oxidizing quantities. A little chalky finish, so you want to give it a good shake. So now I like to tap it on my palm just to get the ball moving in there, because there is a little shaker ball. Pop in the comments, do you have any Express Oxide sprays? Have you used them? Are you a messy crafter, or do you try to stick to things that are clean and tidy? I, like I said, don't mind the inky fingers. Obviously don't mind the inky work surface. So I'm okay with spray, although I will usually use the box. But today we're just going to go with it. We're almost there. Truth be told, the most common thing that I do with my oxide sprays is I don't even spray them. I like to splatter them. So I will pull them out and just splatter them over top of something else. Let me grab a blank something. I'll just show you what I normally do. So if I'm splattering, this is just a background. Actually, I love them because they show up on craft, and they also show up great on white. So I will usually just, now you gotta be careful. If you're clumsy, if you're having a clumsy day, don't do this. Trust me, I've done it. And I just will pull them out and just tap and get those pretty little ink splatters. You have a little bit more control where they go. See that? So that's what I will do. Just when I want a little something extra on a project. Sometimes you just need a little something. Well, something, especially like I said on craft. I love it because it's going to dry and show up on craft really nicely. And I use a lot of craft in my card making. Just going to set it to the side. Need a little white because it went through the window. And let's do a spray. Alright, so this, because it's such a small little area, probably is only going to take like maybe 1 or 2 sprays, maybe a spray and a splatter. And got it shook up. I'm gonna kind of center it in this area so the splatter goes around. All right, so it kind of spread, covered the whole area. As you can see, it's pretty intense in the middle. It's pretty circular. I think I like it though. I think it's good. I'm gonna grab and just do a dab up here. So for this, I'm not going to rub. I'm just going to press down and up for the first, just to get that color off the glossy where it's going to resist. And once you got a couple, like the most of it off of there, Then you can go back in with a wet rag and spray a little bit of water on my binky. And do some gentle rubbing. Depending on how much you rub, it is going to give you a few little streaks, but that's okay. All right. So that is a spray oxide. And let's give it a little bit splatter too. I'll have to rub again, but I don't really need to go over it. Trying to disguise these spots in the corner there that I made a mess on. Get a little just all over water to pick up the color that's on there. Don't really want to mess up my splatters. I just want to get it off the embossed area. All right, I don't know if I missed it. Did anybody chime in and tell me what their favorite drink is while they're working, or snack? Maybe you got something that is a secret. Keep your fingers clean from crumbs. All right, one more. Let's do just regular spray. These do not need to be shook up because there's nothing that settles in there. These are just like a liquid form of distress ink, basically, but they do still, it's not the same as taking distress ink re-inker and watering it down, because these still have some water reactive qualities, so you can still get some reaction out of them, as opposed to if you mixed re-inker with water, you wouldn't have any reaction left. So this one, I'm just going to spray a little more intensity in the middle, and once again, just going to go over it. That was Kitsch Flamingo. It's a nice, not sunny, but it's like your baby bright pink. So as you can see, obviously a spray is going to be a whole lot quicker to get that color down than if you use an ink blending tool. Great for if you're mass producing. Yeah, isn't that pretty? This Kitsch Flamingo. It's pink. It's just straight up pink. Flamingo pink is a great name for it. All right, let me pull down all of what we've done. So this was Kitsch Flamingo Spray Stain. This was Crackling Campfire Oxide Spray. Those are still quite wet because they are a spray. We had some Squeezed Lemonade Distress Ink. And then we had Wild Honey and Squeezed Lemonade Together Distress Ink. I think that's one of my favorites right there. Thank you for the tip. This here is Mowed Lawn. That's Distress Oxide. And we got a nice little ombre with that one. And we did some splatters, which is really fun. Peacock Feathers. Who doesn't love that? It's really one of my favorite colors. I love it. This is regular Distress Ink. This here is my hot mess that I started with. Saltwater Taffy. It is such a pretty pink though. Quite a different pink from Kitsch Flamingo. As you can see, this is more of like a corally pink. And I personally am very partial to the coral pinks. But this is like, it's just so pretty and happy and funky. So that is Kitsch Flamingo. And then this is Abandoned Coral Distress Oxide. And I love these two together. I use them together quite a bit. So we did what? 6, 8 different backgrounds. Not bad. All right. Let's turn a couple of these into cards. What do you think? Anybody got a pick for the first card I should do? Which background should I be using? Give me a color choice. We got our yellows, we got green and blue, we got 2 corally colors, we got pink, we got orange. I'm just going to pick one. If I don't see a pop in comment pretty quick here. Actually, I'm going to give you just a second because I realized I don't have a card base handy, so let me go get that. Look at them, let's see. Coral, bottom right. Yes, okay. I think 2 of you said that, so let's do that. I'll be right back with the card base. All right, I'm back. Stack them all up. Start with coral, and I've got some white cardstock I cut in half. It's just basic 8 by 11. My little score buddy out, which I need a new stylus for. I gotta check. We got him in the store because I need one. This one's pretty dull. Cards will get done here today. All right, but I'm a card front designer first, so let's see. We have got this really pretty coral. Got a stack of sentiments, and I have a butterfly I did just the other day that I think is going to be really pretty on the coral. What do you think? I think that. Let's find a sentiment. This, I think, is going to be a Mother's Day card. I have a friend that requested a butterfly card for her mom. So I'm going to add probably something that says mom on the inside. But let's see. One of these is going to be a great Mother's Day sentiment. We got collect beautiful moments. Oh, I saw one. Who's gone? Where'd it go? Be your beautiful self. I think that's it. All right, we're gonna go with that one. Yeah, quit looking, Tara. There's so many good ones on there. I love these. Okay. So next decision. Which direction is it gonna go? I could see it like that. Maybe down a little lower. Butterfly over here. I really like to kind of figure everything out before I glue anything. So I'll play around with my layout. I'm kind of digging this. What do you think? I haven't done any of these sideways, so I think this one's going to be pretty. I think that's what we're going to do. All right. So let's get some adhesive. Love my little sequin or can't think of the brand right now. It's all the same though. It's great little tape. Let's put some on my butterfly. So great. Oh boy. Get doing things in front of people and you're like, wow, clumsy. Definitely got some clumsiness to me. So here's my method. I like to, like if I've got a panel like this, I like to go ahead, assemble the panel, add it onto my background. Totally just eyeballing this. And then from there, once it's on the background, then I'm going to add the bling. because I don't want to have wet objects. Good grief, Tara. Okay, I messed that up. My little tear that I mangled earlier was definitely mangled. So this butterfly that I'm using is another Tim Holtz one. I'm kind of a fan of his stuff, if you didn't know. It's this die set here. And it's called Detailed Butterflies Mini. I just like the small size. It's nice. And I just did an inky background and then cut the background layer out. It's a 2-layer die. So we've got just a nice mix of kind of springy pastels on there. All right, let's have it overlap in the sentiment a little bit, like so. All right, let's slap this thing on a card. For that, we're gonna go in with a gun. What is your favorite adhesive? I've got, 6 million that I love to use, but I'd love to hear from you. What is your favorite? What are you using these days on your cards? My cards are a little bit slightly off center because my scoring tool is dull. I'm an eyeballer and I'm pretty good at it, so I do not usually measure when I'm doing this. But I know a lot of people struggle with that. And there's tons of tools out there that can help you. You could do it on a layered mat or something like that. All right. Ta-da! Let's get some bling. I think because this butterfly has greens and blues and everything in it, I think we can embrace the color in this thing. Should I do some pearls maybe? Let's see what green pearls look like on here. What do you think? Are pearls a good thing? I don't use pearls very often. But like I said, this friend that I'm doing it for she's local, so this will not be getting mailed anywhere. You can also put like a little heart. I like to do things in groupings if I'm going to do multiples. So like a little 3 over here maybe. Hey Victoria. Thank you, Betty. We are working on it. Victoria is one of my coworkers. She's the sweetest girl ever, but she does not make cards. Maybe she will after this. I don't know. I think I can rope you into it. You need a hobby, right, girl? Kind of love these little hearts. Nope, don't like that. The only problem with the sequin mix is mixing. Anybody else struggle like that? Like, what do you mix together? What do we like? All right, what are your thoughts? Too much? Not enough? Can there be too much bling? That is the question, I guess. I like having like a little triangle type thing going, but I don't know if I need 3 of everything everywhere. It's a tough decision. Anyways, we're just gonna go for it. All right, I'm using today well-loved Nuvo glue. Just gonna slide these out of the way and just do one section at a time. Put 3 little dots. Crafty's going back. I can't remember how I had it. Gotta love it. Doesn't matter. That's how it is now. Hey, Jody. Thanks for popping in. See me making a card. Jody is a big fan of my coffee themed cards, which are an awesome theme for both of us. And there's going to be some new coffee cards coming soon because I just got some new coffee products in my last order. And I can't wait to make something with them. All right. Switching things up just because the glue is bigger. All right, that will dry clear. But we got one card down. I'm happy with that. I love this butterfly. I'm just gonna go with my gut here. We're gonna do like one more little heart. Maybe if I can get it. Another heart in here. Like another heart out here. What do you think? Maybe not. Don't like it. Okay. Let it go. Sometimes you just gotta stop. It's hard with bling though. You just want to keep going. All right, one more card. I'm in love with this yellow ombre, and we all need some sunshine right now, so we're gonna work with the yellow ombre. And let's see what we're gonna do. I'm also a big fan of this daisy. It just makes me think yellow. Definitely, yeah, this butterfly is gonna become a Mother's Day card. I'm gonna put a Happy Mother's Day stamp on the inside of it. I might die cut some mom or stamp some mom letters here and put them there. But I don't have that done ahead. So we're going to work with, I'm not going to make you guys watch me dig around for supplies. But I will post them on the blog maybe next Tuesday. You'll see them on Tuesday with Tara on the Scrap and Stamp blog, and you will see the finished card then. So let's go yellow daisy. Love it. I mean, isn't that precious? Love it. Okay. What can we do? Let's make this another Mother's Day too, or just Mother's Day is the big thing coming up. I had a little panic yesterday at work. I thought it was next week, and I was not going to get my card to my mom in time because it has to go all the way to Canada, and you just never know how long it's going to take. But anybody see a sentiment you think I should use here? Kind of digging this one. Let life surprise you? What do you think? Maybe not for Mother's Day, but I like it. Beauty and simplicity is a favorite of mine. Do what you love. That's why we're making cards, people. Love it. Just one life. So many good ones. Anybody see one? Anybody? You gonna make me decide? Oh, see, I should have done this with the butterfly. With brave wings she flies. That's gonna go on our next butterfly card. I'm gonna set it to the side. All right, let's go with collect beautiful moments. That'll work. Okay. Let's get this girl glued down to start. Using a Zig 2-way glue pen. I'm just going to dot on there. All right, quick, I need to see some comments so I know I'm not just talking to myself. Tell me your favorite color, people. You don't have, just in general. Tell me your favorite color. Mine, I always say, is green, but I've definitely been leaning towards aquas lately and teals and turquoise and all that. I love the combo of the two together. That is my default. When I'm card making, you will notice that a lot. If I am in a slump or I just don't know what to do, that's what I'm going for. What is your favorite color? Or your default when you're card making? Either one. Let's hear it. Come on. Show me you're there. All right. This one I decided on. Make sure that one doesn't need to be trimmed out. That's perfect. Teals, aqua, sage green. Ooh, sage green's pretty. Mary, I don't know why I always thought your favorite color was purple, but I think it's because you like irises, right? I think that's what I associate. Although I can't say I've ever seen you wear purple. And hey, you don't have to limit yourself to one. I also love some yellows myself. Pinks and greens, Betty. Yes. I have been lately trying to just have little punches of yellow in my home decor, just because I think it's such a happy color. It's like having the sunshine in your house all the time. Got, you know, yellow, just a little yellow dish or a yellow blanket, or trying to decide where to go with this thing. Just a little bit of yellow. Okay, let's get this on a card. Y'all, when this is done, I'm going to go and drop a link in the comments to last Tuesday's blog post where you can see the cards that I did on there last Tuesday. I'll show you those in a minute. And then next Tuesday, you'll probably see the cards I made today with all the color details and links and everything. And if I finish them off or add anything, you'll see that too, because, you know, sometimes you just keep tweaking. I like this. It makes me happy. Coral, yes. Love coral. That's just a happy card. That one would be really nice with a mom on there too. So these may both get little moms or mama. Mama's big here in the South. Get those added on there. Let's see about some bling. I think we can work again with this little. I'm going to try to pick some just kind of clear. You need to do a wedding card today. Well, this technique would be great. Make a lovely wedding card. I know you've got ink in your stash. I'm struggling a little bit with where my little trio needs to be. Like I say, I like to do kind of a trio of embellishments. Maybe up here. Does that work? Let's do a little more. I like the little triangle. I always try to get a triangle going. A big one for many signatures. So you're going at least 5 by 7. That's usually my go-to when I need signatures. But this could work if you got stencils. Flowers, butterflies, always good for weddings. There's a smaller one. Let's just do sticking. Oh yes, I love to do wedding cards that coordinate with the bridal colors. That's always fun that they know it's not only is it handmade, but you put that extra thought into it to make it special for them. And who doesn't love knowing that you made it special and you really thought about what you were doing? I think that's why we love to do what we do. Really makes people, some people just really appreciate that. What do you think? Bling placement good? I think it's good. We're going to walk away. We're going to put some glue on. And we're going to call it done. Any questions out there? So we're wrapping things up. Questions about the difference between the inks or any of the supplies I'm using? I know this is probably going to get watched on replay a lot. I hope. But thank you so much for those of you that are here watching with me and communicating with me so I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. I really, really appreciate that. All right. Here's the finished card. Well, finished for now. Like I said, I might add a mom element on there. I'm just going to turn so you can see the angles. Again, this one here is done with wild honey and squeezed lemonade together, and I love it. Great combo. Super sunny. And even though there's just clouds and drizzle outside, this definitely feels like sunshine. And then our other card, this guy here, this is with abandoned coral. And we use this colorful butterfly, and you can see the bling behind those sequins has dried up. And I like it. 2 cards, same technique, but quite different. Thank you all for your help with the choices. Let me show you back the other cards. So these are the 2 cards that you're going to see on last week's Tuesday with Tarot Post. I'm going to put the link in the comments when I'm done. These were done with Uncharted Mariner. This is the Distress Spray Stain, just a regular spray stain. And this one here is Distress Oxide ink. And I went with the craft on those. Yes, I do like to layer the dyes, like add 2 of the same thing or 3 of the same thing just to get some extra thickness. I was really trying to go clean and simple with these cards, which as much as I love ink, I don't know that I ever really fit in the clean and simple, because even when it's clean and simple, it's pretty inky, splattery. But it's my take on clean and simple. So I did not do much layering. I tried to keep it super one-dimensional and just for easy mailing and stuff. But yes, I love layering dyes. These 2 here, these are going to show up in a future post as well. And these are peacock feathers. So this is the spray. I want to say that one's the oxide. That's the oxide spray, Distress Oxide spray. This is Distress Oxide ink. And then we worked today with just regular Distress ink, and that's what it looks like here. So I will turn that one into another card and probably share the 3 of them together. But you can see just a little bit difference in the intensity. And I'm questioning whether that was oxide or regular. Let me look. I don't think I have both, so. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. Anyways, thank you so much for chiming in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for helping me with my first live and your feedback. And hopefully I'll be back for more. I would love to get inky with you again and share these inky fingers, which not too bad today. But thank you. Have a great day. figure out how to turn this off.